Hello, beautiful being. I'm Trini, and I'm going to share some information with you today that I have been wanting to talk about for a long time. I've been saying though, like, okay, should I blog about it? Should I make a video about it? So I got tired of overthinking it and said, let's just go ahead and do this video. So, I'm going to share some of my experiences with you about past life recall. So, of course, this is based on the awareness that we reincarnate. It's our same soul, but it comes in different bodies, different types of entities, and different lifetimes. And yeah, to be able to reflect on your past and a past life is really cool. You might wonder, well, why would I do that? Why would I want to do that? For me, the main motivation has been to understand who I am, to have a very deep knowledge and awareness of myself so that I know how I work. I know how I tick. I know what I need. And I have a really deep understanding of just who I am. And know thyself. Know thyself. That's very important in spirituality. Because if you don't know what your needs are and what your strengths are and how you work, sort of how you tick, then how can you really plan your life? You know, and that's why a lot of us find ourselves in sticky situations, because we don't really take the time to reflect on what we really need and to reflect on our fears and how those are impacting us and impacting our decisions and our hesitations and all of that. So just gaining a deep awareness of self. And when you travel to your past lives, you are also able to really understand your connections with other people. You can explore your karmic bond with a parent and understand like why we have never gotten along, or why this huge tragedy happened and this was our reaction. Like, why? Like, what's the karmic lesson here? Let me understand this. It's really great for that when you reflect on past lives, to gain an understanding of your karmic bonds with people. Okay. So, yeah. Oh, a couple of things. So first of all, if you have never done this before, or if this is something that is like totally new to you but you're kind of curious about it, or maybe you've sort of experienced this but you want to know how other people see it, I love the show The Flash. It's on the CW, and it's really good for like any healer or anybody with empathic abilities, or if you want to explore your psychic abilities. It is so amazing. I've never felt so normal watching a show. I'm like, yes, I go through that too. Yeah, you know. And of course things are exaggerated because it's TV, but it's so good. And I think it'll help you a lot if you feel sort of like you struggle sometimes with your gifts, which we all do. That's a part of the lesson, the experience. But yeah, it's really good. So there are a couple of episodes. It starts with season 2, episode 8 of The Flash, and it's the episode with Hawk Girl. And you have to watch it for a couple episodes, all of the ones that she's in. But it starts with season 2, episode 8, and she starts having downloads of her past lives, and it is so accurate. I remember watching that, my jaw was on, like my mouth was on the floor. I was like, what? Like, they got that right. So it's really cool though. So you can watch that to know what it's like, or to feel comforted if you go through this. So, oh, and the other thing is, know that you have psychic abilities. There might be people who tell you, because past life regressions, that's something that a lot of people pay a lot of money for. So I admire people in the spiritual community, but there are some who will withhold information as to like what you can truly do in order to sort of make it a mystery, or make you think that you can't explore your own energy and your own past. So just know that yes, it does come more easily to some people than others, but everybody has psychic abilities, everybody has psychic gifts, and you can tap into whatever level of awareness you have, and it will not be as high as other people at first, but when you nurture your intuition and when you meditate and do all those things that you should do to or I should say that you can do, it's a choice, to strengthen your psychic abilities, they grow stronger. So know that you are very, very powerful. And yeah, also, if you experience past lives in a different way than I do, please share, let me know in the comments, because this is how I do it and this is how it's happened for me. Okay, so I have always had psychic abilities ever since I can remember, like back to age 2, okay, with an uptick in at age 5. I had lots of experiences then. But I shut off my gifts because I was told that these things were demonic and satanic and of the devil and all this stuff. So I was like, oh, I don't want to do that, So I shut my gifts off. Well, I noticed that I started having much more vivid dreams and stronger psychic experiences when I was pregnant with my oldest son, who is now 14. So you'll notice that there are different times of your life where you will have stronger psychic intuition and experiences than others, but pregnancy really does do a lot for most women. You'll be more in tune with your psychic nature. But anyway, I had shut off my gifts, and around that time where my son had come into the world, I started having I remember the night I actually had an experience where I was taken back to a past life experience, and I wasn't on any sort of drugs or anything, so it was so real. And I know that it was triggered by my need to know information at that certain time. So a lot of people will find that they'll have this sort of involuntary or automatic psychic experience with a past life if it's something that you need to know at that time. Like someone could present a danger to you. You might be meeting somebody for the first time, or you might have become aware of like something that somebody's doing to you at work, and then all of a sudden you just get, it's almost like That's So Raven, that show on Disney where she has her visions and she like blacks out but she looks like she's daydreaming. That's what it's like. And you're just in another place. You're in another place. It's like you can see everything in the room around you, or you might be in ancient Egypt, you might be in a home or a cottage somewhere in like the 1800s. Like, you don't know where you're gonna be, but you're in a different time and place. And I think that it could be scary to some people. For me, it was like I just wanted to know. I wanted to have that experience. I was so thirsty spiritually that I wanted to have all the experiences that I could possibly have. And I knew that my my higher self was bringing me that information. It's like all at the same time, you're in this different time and place, and then you're also aware that it's for your good. Anyways, it felt really good to me. So anyway, that's involuntary, and that's just where your spirit allies, ancestors, higher self are all like, look, she needs to know this right now, that this person presents a danger, so we're going to take her to a past life where that person was harming her, or we're going to let her see in the past what the connection was between them, at least at some given point in time, so she can see what this person really is, like have an understanding, an immediate understanding of what she needs to avoid. So it'll happen like that, like very automatically, and it's almost like it takes over, just like deja vu. It's like it just happens. With deja vu, you're like, why this? Like, why now? Why am I having deja vu now? But the thing about past life recall is it makes sense. It might be that you were about to get into a situation that you needed to avoid, or you just might need to be aware of something that, like a danger that someone presents to you. I have heard a lot of women confirm that they'll have this experience where they are taken back to a past life experience where a lover was harming them physically. And in that case, it could be that they harmed you physically in a past life. It could also just be that that is a warning, letting you know what happened in the past, that that energy is still there, that karmic energy is still there, and they may try to harm you either energetically or physically. So it's, you know, but it's like at that point, you don't want to stick around to see, well, are they really going to hurt me physically? No, if they're going to hurt you, you know, because energetically, that's serious, you know? So, yeah, you don't want to be disempowered by someone energetically or physically. And in many cases, they start to become very intertwined. You know, a lot of times people will become so obsessed over hurt and pain that they've experienced that it impacts their physical health and well-being. So, yeah, the biggest thing there is just to take heed and say, you know what, I'm grateful for this reflection that I've had, this visitation that I've had to my past life, and let me think now about how I can make sure that I proceed making the best choices for me. The other type of past life recall that I've experienced is voluntary, where you're basically preparing just like you would for an astral travel, right? Like at this point in time, I'm able to just astral travel, and it's just like I go into it just like I'm daydreaming. But when I started doing it, when I picked up again with my psychic abilities, I would like, you know, I'd have to have the pillows perfect and have Nag Champa incense, and you know, it's like it had to be a very specific way for me to feel comfortable to do it. But once you have gotten really comfortable with your process, what you're doing with all of those rituals, the incense, the pillows, all of that, is you're training your body to relax in a certain way. And so you will easily be able to go into a trance and astral travel with your eyes open when you're sitting waiting at the DMV, you know? Yeah, so in that case, it's voluntary, it's planned. And what you would do is just think of a connection that you have with this person. You would set your intention. You can also use dandelion root is really good. You can make an incense out of it, or you can just connect with some dandelion that you have. Not necessarily the root. You can use the leaf. I use the flower as well. The whole dandelion plant is great for your physical health. You can make a tea out of it and detox, but it's also great for connection with spirit. Okay, so that will help you if you need to give yourself a couple of little ways to get into your astral travel. But you set your intention of what you want to know from your past lives with this person, and really reflect on how this is going to help you learn and grow. That's the main thing. And then just think of the person and relax. Think of your intention, and you will get there. So, you know, I know that it is a gift for me. I know that, but I'm just saying that, like, you can definitely, just because I have the ability to do this, and you may have never done it before. If you haven't, I know some of you have, it doesn't mean that you can't. You know what I'm saying? If it's something that you're motivated to do. So anyway, it's been really beneficial for me, and I hope that this has helped you if you're interested in exploring your past lives. Okay? All right. I wish you peace, joy, and many blessings. Take care.